3.7 million videos are uploaded to YouTube every single day. And a big part of that is new fitness content helping you get lean. But how do you know what's BS and what's worth your time? In this video, I've rounded up 6 of October 2024's most interesting takes from some of YouTube's biggest voices, helping you cut through the noise and find out what's legit, so you can get lean without that gym bro routine. Now we've got Adam MacDonald, and we're ranking all of these takes into 3 categories. 1, legit and useful, something that we can actually implement. 2, worth listening to, but we need to pick and choose which information is actually relevant. And 3, total BS. Ignore that gym bro noise. Now, there's no farm talk here with Mr. MacDonald. Instead, we're diving into how cardio haters can build a lean routine without that traditional cardio.
For most of my life, I personally hated cardio.
And I bet 99% of you feel exactly the same way. Trust me, most of my clients do too. So why did Adam start running if he hated it?
And it's the #1 predictor of health span and longevity, because VO2 max is reflective of how efficient your heart, your lungs and your muscles all are, which are crucial for health.
Boom, the data is so clear here. The studies on literally millions of people show the higher your VO2 max, the longer your lifespan is. And even more to the point, the longer your health span is too. Basically living disease-free, disability-free, and with the best quality of life possible. So even if you don't care about being fitter or faster, VO2 max still matters. So what did Adam do about it?
2 easy days per week of about 40 to 60 minutes. 1 workout run per day, which would take me roughly an hour, and then 1 long day at the weekend.
Yikes, that's a lot of cardio. But Adam's a bit extreme. The dude's gone from bodybuilding stages to the top 1% of his age category for VO2 max. He just goes all in, tracking his heart rate at different running intensities, hiring a running coach to plan his progression, and even hitting up labs to test his VO2 max throughout his training. But from all of Adam's experimenting, there's one key takeaway.
You'll notice that I didn't really talk about what zone to do, is zone 2 best or zone 5 best, because I think it's just way less important than most people think, and doing more volume and being consistent is so much more important.
Exactly. Improving your VO2 max, it does not need some crazy over-the-top protocols unless you're trying to win a gold medal. So let's break it down into a practical takeaway that you can use to increase your VO2 max whilst getting leaner, even if you hate running. So there's 2 ways to improve your VO2 max. 1, pump more blood through your heart, and 2, get your muscles to take up more oxygen. And here's a VO2 max workout called the sugarcane protocol, taught by exercise science experts Andy Galpin and Kenny Kane. So start off by picking a time between 2 to 5 minutes. So let's just start easy with 2 minutes, and then pick a cardio format. This can be running, cycling, swimming, rowing, whatever you like. And in total, you're doing 3 sets with 2 minutes rest between each set. Set 1, push as hard as you can for 2 minutes, and notice the distance you went. For the purpose of this example, let's just say that you ran 600 meters. Then you rest for 2 minutes. Now in set 2, you simply match the distance from set 1 without a time limit. And if you really pushed your hardest in set 1, then you're likely going to take more time to hit the distance in set 2 than set 1. For example, 600 meters in set 2 might take you 2 minutes 30 seconds now. Then you rest for another 2 minutes. And step 3, you're going to go all out as hard as you can. And your goal, to cover at least the distance that you hit in set 1. You'll keep going, pushing as hard as possible until you hit that time it took you in set 2. This is a brutally effective, super short way to burn calories and progressively increase your VO2 max. Now, it's great that Adam brought VO2 max up, because with all these Ozempic fueled body transformations, we seem to be forgetting that we need to keep this meat suit healthy and strong. And for that reason, the cardio haters VO2 max lean routine, of course it's going into the legit tier. Now we've got Adam Schaeffer from Mind Pump. Adam's been grinding hard the past 30 days, so let's check out what he's been up to.
Yes, there we go. There we go. We started on September 6th at 15.8% body fat. Total weight was 199.5 pounds. We are 33 days later, 12.4% body fat, 212 pounds of total mass. We lost 5 pounds of fat and we gained 19 pounds of muscle.
Wow, 19 pounds of muscle in 33 days, whilst losing 5 pounds of fat. A 24-pound shift in body composition in 1 month is mind-blowing. But let me break this down for you. The current data shows that if your body's in a very healthy position, starting at 10 to 15% body fat, and you're training with enough volume and intensity every week to get stronger, plus you have a solid hormone profile with testosterone in a healthy and stable place, with cortisol under control, and you're getting 7 or more hours sleep per night for recovery, with 1.5 to 2 hours per night of non-REM deep sleep, where your body repairs muscle and tissue, plus you're hitting your minimum daily protein targets every single day, and your micronutrient needs are covered all the way through the year, you can expect to gain an absolute maximum of 20 to 25 pounds of muscle in your first year of training. And that's with everything perfectly dialed in. And by year 2, you're looking at maybe half of that. And it keeps halving every single year. So, over a lifetime, the average guy can build 40 to 50 pounds of muscle. This claim of 19 pounds of muscle in 33 days whilst losing fat? Absolutely impossible for anyone who's not in Adam's exact situation. And what is that, you ask? Starting with Adam's been on tirzepatide, you know, the stronger version of Ozempic, and this weight loss medication means he's been eating under 2,000 calories a day for months, losing muscle and shrinking down. Plus, before the 30-day transformation, he wasn't working out hardly at all. And while you might not think that's such a big deal, he's got extreme muscle memory from being a professional bodybuilder. And yes, obviously taking a ton of steroids to achieve it. And this has left him with permanent extra muscle satellite cells, allowing him to rebuild muscle faster and much more of it. Or as his colleague Sal puts it,
170 pounds.
So that's interesting. Okay, so that's
So
really...
you have extreme muscle memory on your side.
yeah, so we're talking crazy muscle memory here. Oh, and one more little thing. He's currently on a bunch of chemical enhancements too. Now, Adam's transparent about all of this. And sure, if this was just a demo of his personal journey, fine. But then they go on the podcast to advise the general listener with this.
Because I've been increasing the calories and we're all the way up to about 3,400 now and I'm still losing fat, this tells me I still have room to press on the calories without worrying about putting on too much body fat.
Basically pushing the message. Be like me, don't do cardio, just work out a little more. But the secret is add over 1,400 calories per day to ramp up your metabolism. So we can all burn fat and build muscle on over 3,000 calories per day. Yeah, so without the Adam Advantage protocol, this doesn't help any regular guy trying to get in shape. It only confuses people about what their progression should look like. A typical guy won't even see half the results of this in 12 weeks. So if you want a real way to get in shape without the BS, I've got you covered. Grab my free do-it-yourself program linked below. 60 ways in 60 days to get lean without the gym bro routine. Or if you're ready to guarantee your results and work with me personally one-to-one, hit the link in the description below. This is just trash advice, plain and simple. A mega fail from a crew whose slogan is stay authentic. This is BS tier stuff from Adam. Get a grip, this does not teach any regular guy anything useful. Now we're diving into some controversial nutritional knowledge with Dr. David Katz. Take it away, Doc.
Are all calories really created equal?
Which basically means, does it matter if I eat 500 calories of fruit, veg and lean protein? Or can I just eat 500 calories of frozen pizza with the same protein, fat and carb ratio and get the same results? And here's what Dr. Katz has to say.
Here is something you may not know. Non-food components added in with the food. Now you've got an ultra-processed food. Those foods are manipulated in all sorts of ways to extend their shelf life and to stimulate your appetite center and make you overeat.
Now, you might be thinking, it's no big deal, right? The dose makes the poison. Well, for anyone living in the US like me, this is a big deal. And if you live outside the US, this is a good reminder to check what's in your food. Here's 2 quick ingredients examples so you know what I'm talking about. 1, titanium dioxide, banned all over Europe and the Middle East because nanoparticles build up inside your body, damaging your nervous system. But in the US, it's not labeled as titanium dioxide. It's actually labeled as artificial color or added color to make it sound harmless. And you can find it in thousands of products here. Trail mix, gravy, cheese, candy, gum, soups, condiments, the list goes on, you name it. So you can see it's not just in kids' Skittles, it's sneaking into kitchen staples too. And all it does is make foods brighter and whiter. Ridiculous, right? Here's a visual so you can understand what I'm talking about. Exact same products, but on the left is the US version with titanium dioxide. And on the right, the European version without it. Potential long-term nervous system damage? Just for a little extra brightness in your food? Seriously? And after that shocker, here's number 2, potassium bromate. Potassium bromate is used to make bread stronger and more elastic, just so they can get more volume from the ingredients. Sure, the FDA regulates it to 75 milligrams per kilo, but it's banned in China, Canada, India, Brazil, and all over Europe because of the damage it causes to your kidney and GI tract. In fact, California passed a law banning it in October 2023 last year. But guess when that goes into effect? 2027. So it's still on the shelves for even even a few more years there. When we're being real and we're not in our feelings, we all know that calories are not created equal. And this ultra-processed food, it proves it. This may be an extreme example to make you think, but the bottom line is check what's in your food. Of course, treat yourself, but if you've got a guilty pleasure that you eat regularly, just take a peek at the ingredients to make sure you're not consuming something that's undermining your health. So Dr. Katz, thanks for the reminder. Not all calories are created equal. And for that reason, this one's going straight into the legit tier, no question. And if you're new here, my name is Tim. I'm a food scientist and personal trainer, now based in Austin, Texas. I specialize in helping guys hit 10% body fat without letting fitness take over their life. So subscribe for more, or if you're interested in one-to-one coaching from me, head to my website. Now we've got Paul Glar, maybe the fittest 52-year-old on the planet. Seriously, look at this guy. And he's coming to us with some advice for when you're stuck at the all too familiar crossroads.
That there comes a time where you either give up or you decide you want to be fit. I call that the crossroads of fitness or fatness.
We've all been there, right? Stuck on the busy side of that crossroads. Juggling work, squeezing in the occasional workout, not in our best shape, but nothing has given us that push to make the change. So what is on the other side? The side that we've not stepped into yet.
If I get fit, I'll be able to give more to my job, more to my family, more to life. And you decide to make that decision. So yes, when you're on the sidelines, people look at you and they go, wow, I wonder what that guy does.
And this is the real stuff. It's not just about the six-pack in the mirror. It's about how your whole life shifts. Other people's attitudes towards you change. And your confidence, your energy, and your approach to the world changes too. Yes, it might sound a little corny, but everyone says it for a reason. It's because it's true. And even though we don't need any evidence, here's the science behind why the shift matters. Research reviewing over 1,000 trials with over 128,000 people shows that physical activity has massive benefits for mood, cognitive function, and mental well-being. In fact, exercise was 1.5 times more effective than medication or counseling for improving depression and anxiety. Basically, your brain rewires for success when you commit to fitness. But how do you use this effectively when you're down at that crossroads? My way is you start small and you build big. It's so that you actually start tomorrow. Not next week and not after the next big project, you start tomorrow. This wipes out all of that analysis paralysis from consuming all of that social media fitness content. Just take a small action and then refine your plan as you go. Trust me, you'll never have the perfect plan anyway. And putting it off only makes it feel like a bigger deal than it really is. So tomorrow, just start with a 15-minute micro workout. And if you need an example to follow, I've got you covered in that free do-it-yourself program linked below. Paul's tip on picturing that crossroad between fitness and fatness. Love it, that is legit tier. But only if it comes with a plan that pushes you to take action now. Next up, we've got Will Tennyson with one of his subscribers, Simon, who's pulled off one of the craziest transformations that you'll see online.
This is Simon. The last time we saw him, he lost 100 pounds. Now, just a few months later, he's down another 50, turning an amazing transformation into the craziest one-year transformation on the internet.
Wow, what an achievement. Simon's final form is something most people would never imagine is possible for him. But how was this even possible? Let's break it down together after this little insight.
Why would I want to be natty when I can be healthy?
Alright, bold line, but here's the deal. Simon's approach used some serious medical intervention, but it was all seemingly legal. And here's a quick rundown of what was involved. Tesofensin for appetite control and mood, 5-amino-1-MQ to keep his metabolism up, DHEA to convert his total testosterone to free testosterone, NAD+ to boost his energy production, melanotan for erectile dysfunction, glutathione to support his Crohn's medication, arginate in TB500 to reduce inflammation, IGF-1 to retain muscle during his cut, tesamorelin for more growth hormone production, and tirzepatide for appetite control and fat loss. Even though these are all legal, some under research purposes, that daily dosage is wild for the average person to handle. And Simon got medical sign-off for all of this. Unfortunately, that's a clear indicator of the extreme toll that he's put his body over through the years. So yeah, sometimes it does take extreme measures to get back to baseline. But obviously there's a catch.
I have a question here.
Yeah.
How many syringes a day do you inject?
It goes up to 9 syringes a day.
I'm worried for you.
Simon has just swapped one addiction for another addiction. He went from being hooked on food to being obsessed with his physique, and this is not rare. People with hyperactive reward centers in the brain, they often replace food addiction with extreme sports or bodybuilding because they have trouble regulating their dopamine. Using all these tools under medical supervision to improve your health, sure, that's cool, do your thing. But when you're putting your life on hold, you're quitting work, and you're living off your parents for a year to pursue a bodybuilding dream, that is a red flag. Fitness should enhance your life, not take it over. Do not let your whole identity become consumed by being a fitness person, or mess up your health and your life like Nikocado Avocado for the sake of a social media body transformation. This video is a stark warning about how your body transformation can take over your life. And for that reason, this one's going into the mixed bag tier. Props to the guy, but now it's time for some self-control with the substances. Next up, we've got Joshua Wiseman. Yes, the YouTube chef, but we're not here for recipes. So why are we listening to Joshua?
But if I'm being really honest, my whole thought process wasn't that much deeper than I want to get shredded and I want to get to 9% body fat. After trimming down for about 8 months, I started at 240 pounds. Now I'm at somewhere around 178, 175, and now I'm about 1 to 2% away from the body fat percentage goal that I set for myself.
What an awesome transformation, and man, I appreciate that raw honesty. You do not need some overwhelmingly emotional reason to find your why to get in shape. You can just want to get lean because you know it will improve your life. Simple as that. But was this a smooth journey down to 11% body fat as a public figure? This first screenshot here is a selection of comments calling him fatso, why are you so fat? A grossly obese person telling you what food they don't like is hilarious. Wow, what a bunch of lovely people, right? And then after his weight loss transformation, I hate skinny Josh. Bro, you're so skinny now, are you okay? There's absolutely no doubt that you're on Ozempic. And what does this tell us? No one is thinking about you in a vacuum. Everything that other people say to you is just a reflection of how you make them feel about themselves and the shape that they're in. Trust me, if they were sitting there with a six-pack shredded, they wouldn't be saying a word. But this is where the real challenges show up for all of us. When you start getting in shape, it can trigger insecurities in the people around you. They see you changing and improving, and it shines a spotlight on what they're not doing. From coaching hundreds of clients, I can tell you, this is one of the top reasons people get derailed on their body transformation. And it usually happens when they're out at social events or dinners. You know the comments. I bet you don't eat carbohydrates like the rest of us now. You're just not the same anymore. Relax, will you? This kind of social pressure, especially from those closest to you, it can seriously throw you off track. So how do you handle this inevitable social sabotage? Here's the move. Put yourself in lean you mode. Ask yourself, what would the 7 a.m. lean thinking version of you think about this? Example 1, you're meeting up with friends and it's usually a few beers with the game. Or example 2, Auntie Karen, she's pushing her cookies on you again, and you're trying to avoid that delicious sugar trap. You don't want to offend anyone, but remember, you're on a personal journey and you're doing this body transformation for you. Let them have the cookies and beers and just say to them, right now, beer's just not in my plan. I've got some training tomorrow. Thanks, Auntie, but I'll save the cookie for another time. I'm already full. It doesn't really matter what you say. The first time is the hardest. But the more you say no, the less people will push it. Bottom line, your progress is your journey. No one else is living in your body. So why let their insecurities knock you off track? Putting yourself first when it comes to what goes into your body, legit tier, no doubts. And for more coaching tips, watch my video here.